for us, women, for our pull-ups, and then we're gonna go over strict pull-ups. We're gonna go over how I want you guys scaling them in the workout. Even if we have 1 to 2 strict pull-ups, right? How when we have something programmed that's 5 or 6 or 10, how do I scale it for the correct stimulus so I can continue to get stronger? Lats are internal rotators. That means it pulls us forward. We also do a lot of pressing that builds this up in our pecs. We end up in this position, right? Anytime we are trying to pull, we want to be able to open up our thoracic. Our thoracic is, if you follow like the CFT Instagram, I am like beating a dead horse with that because thoracic mobility is everything in CrossFit. Any pulling motion from strict to kipping, I want to be strong in this position. Does that make sense? So you're going to bend that foam roller lengthwise along your spine, and your butt is going to be on one end, and I'm going to lay down, and I'm just going to open my arms up. To learn how to do our ring muscle ups, the only difference in that is how big my kip becomes, right? In order to have a big kip, I must have a mobile thoracic spine, okay? So the reason that we do this stretch, my arch is this position. So if I have a tight this position, I can't get a strong arch. Does that make sense? Even if you have big boobs, you can lift them up high enough. You can't just go like bump bump underneath them. Hold for a second and then come back. Okay? You're gonna partner up. We're gonna walk around and make sure you're doing these right.
Range of motion of pulling and engaging your back, but it's not like some people you'll see they'll do that weird like throw their chest at the bar, like they bring their toes up and they do that big throw their chest at the bar pull up. This is helping you feel how do we stay engaged through our core while using that last range of motion. So that's what's happening if you're like, I just can't pull to the bar, it's because you haven't finished pulling with that lat, okay? And then right here, you start to shift the hips in front. Okay, so we need to keep the hips in this position. So pretend there's a pole like connecting you to the rig. So as you get to this position, you continue to pull straight.
Stay there for a second. Notice how when you guys were doing the band pull, where your elbows were, notice that Trina's elbows are in the exact same position, right? This is what she's saying. You're rowing, you want to row like this. You're trying to pull down.
Yeah, so there's a couple that they're getting here because that last range of motion is hard. Okay, so fight to keep the hips straight down, and just like that, we're gonna pull those elbows back and together, okay?
In this position and I'm super active, then I'm limiting my range of motion with my hang, right? But I'm also not this flopsy, like loosey-goosey hang, right? What I want you guys to do, you're going to pull the barbell close to the rig. All I want is 10 controlled hollow arches. You're gonna start in the hollow position. My rib cage is down and I'm paying attention to what my body is doing in space. And then I'm gonna pull to, or actually, I'm gonna use Trina's cue, push your chest through to arch with control. Hollow, arch.
I'm always should be hanging, even though my shoulders, they're active, but you can see now that I'm hanging, I'm not pulling into the bar. When I'm hanging, look how freely my shoulders can move.
What's a dead hang look like? So that's what I was saying before.
Dead
this
hang,
is a dead hang.
Active hang.
Active hang.
And then this is that weird pull into the bar that people do when they're like, I'm pushing. Okay, so toes give us momentum. These are just hanging, we're just hanging, okay? Always hanging from the bar. So you're gonna be here and you're going to lean your chin back and fall to here. Come back through, okay? So chin over, open, 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 fall. All right, so it's everything you're doing this way. So I keep it at my desk and I just like every hour I'm like, okay, we're gonna open up the chest.
Thank you. Awesome, thank you. All right, will you guys help put some of these